Yeah, good morning guys, welcome back to the channel. So we are back up in my favourite place in the Blue Mountains, but we are actually in a bit of a rainforest that I've brought you into before. Now unfortunately this one I won't disclose the location, but there's rainforest up in the Blue Mountains everywhere, man. Just come up and enjoy it for what it is. This place specifically is it's one of them places where, like, it's sort of where forest photography came to me and sort of started gelling in my head a bit more. Like I had a lot more awe moments, and yeah, it's the place that taught me how to find some order in the chaos. And yeah, a good mate of mine put me onto this place, but I'm keeping it a secret. Anyway, behind me, we've got a bit of high cloud moving in and out, so the fog sort of comes and goes. But and it's bloody raining, so which makes it really hard to do the video. I have my umbrella caddy with me today, Debbie. She's helping out with the umbrella, thank God. Otherwise everything would just be soaking wet. But it's hard to see on the lens there, but behind me is a few branches where I was able to create some separation in the branches, and they're pretty sort of, they have that sort of prehistoric vibe as they go up, with that little bit of fog in the background there. So I've taken a shot of that. I've had to put my 24 to 105 on for that, and I've had to zoom in quite a bit, so, or zoom out quite a bit, however that resonates with you. I've always said zoom in, but I guess it is zoom out when you think of it. But yeah, so I shot that on about 640 ISO just to get a bit more light into the situation, because it is quite dark in here. But I'll put that image up now. Let me know what you think in the comments below, and we'll keep moving through the forest here and see what else I can pick out in the forest there. I do struggle a little bit now because I have seen a bit in here and photographed it, and now I'm trying to photograph new things that come and not keep going to my favourite spots within this forest. So yeah, I'll or even to those favourite spots but a different perspective. But yeah, we'll keep moving. I'll put this shot up and I'll come back on the next shot. It's a bit hard to do all the rest of the B-roll with the video footage in here with the rain the way it is. So yeah, just bear with me. I'll come up into each segment and yeah, do it from there. Yeah, so look, I just thought I'd give you a bit of look. I've had to change from my ultra wide angle lens doing the video and put the zoom lens on so I can actually give you a look at the photo that I took. But you can see here, like, you've got good separation between this one, this one, this one and this one. And these two sort of branch out over to this side, and these two sort of branch out over to this side. You've got this craggly bit out here, and this bit here where it's got these dwarf ferns growing in and on it. But yeah, you can see it's got that bit of a prehistoric scene. I had one where you're anchoring it with this bit of foliage down the bottom, and I lifted the camera up a little bit further to not have that anchored there and just show from the branches up. But I'll put both of them photos in, and yeah, we'll get a move on and see if we can find what else we can find. But here's the shot. Alright guys, now I can't stand out and over in this scene here just purely because there's too much, there's a lot of dwarf fern around the bottom line, and I don't want to trample over all that. But you can see here, this fine specimen here, you've got some good separation in all these trees out here. up here, this one in the middle that sort of helps anchor it into the middle with this fern, and you've got a couple out here too, and there's still that separation in all of those. So yeah, I've photographed the image that you can see here on the video, but I just can't walk out there. There's just, I'll point it down and I'll show you. You can see there's just foliage down here everywhere, and I'm not prepared to trample all over that. But yeah, that's a gorgeous specimen, and yeah, I decided to stop and photograph this. Now what I have done is, you can see here everything's very green and very like there's not a lot of tonal highlights in there. That's because I've got the CPL filter on. So, but if you see, if I just turn this filter a little bit and you watch over here, see now you've got some tonal highlights that come in there. So that's without the filter, and that's with the filter, and that's partial. So you can see just on this side here these highlights that came in. So I photographed this just here with the CPL, so it had partial CPL, and I photographed here with the full CPL. So reality is that this could create a bit more depth in the image with the highlights here on the side. But at the same time, we've got a lot of fog out the background here too. So that all helps declutter everything that continues on in the background, and allows me to have separation in all these branches and not fuss too much about what's going on in the background. Anyway, I'll shoot this shot, and as always, let me know what you think in the comments below. I'm shooting this on around f10, f9 and a single frame. Alrighty, so we've come a little further up the trail, and there's a bit of an opening in the canopy above, so the light's sort of coming down into this area, which sort of gives the light to lead you to this area. Now you normally don't photograph from light to dark, you normally photograph from dark to light. In this sense, I'm still sort of using the light in a similar manner, because that light leads your eye into the scene that I want you to go into, which isn't too bad. It's still got a bit of light on it coming in from the canopy above, but you see we've got this fern here, this fern over the back here, and this fern over here with this dead tree in the middle here, with this nice green fog, green moss and stuff on it. But what's attracted me to this scene is, so earlier on in the video you would have noticed that I talked about creating order in amongst the chaos. So when you come into forests like this, it's very chaotic, and it's very hard to create order in that chaos. So, you know, when you come back to the basics or in photography and what works for the human mind, leading lines, symmetry, and here is exactly what you have in that. The light works as a bit of a lead into the image, and then you have the symmetry of the three ferns and the dead tree in the center of this fern over here. Now the dead tree in the center of the fern over here isn't too bad, because it sort of runs into the center of the fern, so the fern still sprouts out both sides of that tree, so you can sort of get away with it. But yeah, not a bad image. I'm pretty happy with this little find, and so far so good. Everything I've found in here today has been different to what I've found in here before. So yeah, I'll load this image up, enjoy it, and again, let me know what you think in the comments below. Alrighty, so yeah, just coming back through the forest again, and we're a little deeper in on the other side of this forest and photographing out towards the light. So you'll get the shadows on this one to you and the light further out, and some good amount of fog up higher. You can't see the image that I've shot from here, but I'll come on the other side of the camera. I'll give it up and give you a bit of a look, but I just thought I'd talk you through it first. This is actually one of them images where I could have come down to about f5, maybe even f7, because there's not a lot of depth in the image. It's a very straightforward, say, 2D scene. The reason I photographed it is because there's a pretty scraggly, raggedy tree up there with some good character, and it's pretty well, it's got some good symmetry either side that sort of anchors the image with a natural frame, and then you've got some really high fog. So I think it come up good. I'll whack it up in the comments. I'll whack it up in the video. Let me know what you think in the comments. But yeah, it was just this moment before that I was pointing out on the other side, your left, there was another one out there similar in nature, like good character and or raggedy and craggly. But in the middle of it, it was very blocked up. So the definition wasn't as clear as what I've noticed on this one. But the funny thing is too, is, you know, when you're coming into places like this, slowing down is key, because you're not just looking on the ground, you're not just looking at mid-level, you need to look up too, because there's a lot of interest in all sorts of places. And it pays to look up and have a look around and just open your eyes. But yeah, this one, the shadows will help create, because the image is very 2D image, the shadows in the foreground to the light with the fog in the background, it'll help create just a little bit of depth, and you know, it'll all be about that center subject with the craggly tree. Stay there, give me a minute, and I will come and move the camera up so I can show you what I'm looking at. So you can see up here, now I'll have to zoom in on this, but there you go. You see what I'm talking about there? You've got your anchor here, natural frame here, your anchor over here with your natural frame, and you've got this craggly tree up through here, and a nice amount of fog back there too. So I think this image will come up. I've taken this image in vertical format and a horizontal format as well. So I'll put both of them images up, and let me know what you think between the two different images, whether you think the vertical or the horizontal is better. I sort of like the vertical, but I also like the horizontal because of the anchoring in the two images. But you can also see what I'm talking about between the dark out and into the light. So a good way to achieve this is to photograph on the edges of the forest, so you're photographing from the dark out to the light. Something I learnt from another guy by the name of Toma on another YouTube channel. But yeah, I think it paid off here. It paid off to look up and look around and look at what's going on toward the edges of the forest. Anyway, I'll chuck these shots up and we'll move forward a little bit. See what else I can find while I'm in here. It's not often you get to come in here and you got the fog around like this, and so yeah, I want to take advantage of that, and then we're going to shoot out for some brunch at a cafe on the way home. Alright guys, so look, I know right out the back there is pretty chaotic, but the foreground element and the midground element and the main subject simplifies the scene and gives it some order. I can't stand out here. There's nowhere out there for me to stand. But I have started the image. The image is pretty much exactly what you're seeing on the screen. So you've got, you know, the ferns in the foreground, the midground, the main character, and then the background out here. So the issue with this one is that the fern is moving quite a bit in the rain and the wind. So I've had to up the ISO quite a bit. And I've had to take a photo here, I've had to take a photo here, and I've had to take a photo here to get it all in focus. And I'll have to focus blend them in Photoshop. But yeah, I'll put the photo up and let me know what you think in the comments below. Alrighty, so this will be the last image, but you can see this giant, absolute giant of a tree back here. And I don't know, while you look at it and go, it's not much, but when you take into consideration of everything around you, it's a mammoth. It's absolutely massive. So the other thing we've got here is we've got darkness in the foreground again, and we've got light out there, over there. So it works in the dynamic range sense, and gives you more of a 3D feel in the image as opposed to a 2D feel. One shot, like I think it was like f11. I did bump up my ISO a little bit just so I could have a little bit of a faster shutter speed to counteract for any of the movement in the leaves or anything. Don't forget, I have used the polarizer in here today, sometimes partial, sometimes full, and that's because it's raining. There's a lot of spectral highlights that sometimes look good and sometimes don't look good. Now I have lifted this up a little bit in the framework. I've shot one shot on a vertical manner, anchoring the image at the bottom of the trail leading you straight into the big tree. And I have also shot on a horizontal manner, where I lifted it up, took out the walkway and photographed it just from the top of the bottom canopy over to the tree. So I think they both look okay. I'll process both the images, put them up in the video, and yeah, once again, definitely let me know what you think of out of those two images and the other ones where I did two of the same. And let me know your thoughts on that. But yeah, I'll tell you, man, when it's low clouds, get up and into the Blue Mountains if you're over around this way. If you're a tourist and you're having a holiday in Australia, you are in the New South Wales area around the Blue Mountains, definitely take the time to get up there. Don't think that, oh, it's low cloud, it's raining, it's miserable, because it's absolutely not miserable. Yeah, it makes things a little bit difficult for things like what I'm doing, but if you're just throwing a raincoat on and grabbing an umbrella and come through the rainforest, it's absolutely stunning in here. It's beautiful to be in here like this. But yeah, once again, look, it doesn't matter, eh? Just pick a forest and go for a walk. You'll absolutely love it. It's good for the soul. Anyway, I was fortunate enough to wrap off quite a few images in here today. I've surprised myself. I've been able to open my own perspective on things and photograph a few things that I wouldn't have in the past. This is good because it means I'm still growing. And it's good not to get complacent and think that you know it all. because there's always room for growth in photography. But yeah, that'll be it for me. It's a peace out. Thanks for coming along for the ride. As always, make sure you smash that like button to help my videos get out there. Subscribe if you haven't already. And I shall catch you all on the flip side in the next video.